Hey guys, ChainFire here and welcome back to another one of my War Robot videos. Today I'm doing a voiceover commentary on one of 4 great games I had with a really awesome team, and I'll be explaining what I'm doing step by step and giving you some tips on technique and strategy. So let's get started. Most games on Dead City I start with my Plasma Griffin. I like having the 350 meter range and jump ability at the start on this map because it does really well at getting the right beacon and being able to either engage on the player coming at you who just got their home beacon, or move back to center and have your jump loaded to get out of trouble or join a teammate in a takedown. I'm going to slow this part down and then replay it at normal speed. As you can tell, I can't engage on these targets in front of me, so I jump back and unfortunately had a bad jump and hit the wall. I shoot at the carnage while I adjust and get behind cover. At this point, I understand I'm not going to be very helpful on the right side, and the Lancelot going that way is a better match for those carnages. I empty my clips so they start reloading and assess the situation in center to see if I can move in and grab that beacon. I'm assuming I should be safe with the Lancelot distracting the enemy on the right side. On the left, we have a bot at 480 meters away, and he must be moving to help his friend capture the beacon and cover the left side, and I have 2 teammates moving to greet them, so I should have nothing to worry about. I look back on the right side and see the ranges of three of the closest bots to me, and I see the bot that's 400 meters away by the second opening will be the first problem I have to deal with. Quick look back to the left to see if those two are moving, to see that those two are moving inside the opening and should be busy. I see the red arrow on the left side of the screen move up fast, so I know someone is jumping and probably my way. So I quickly turn back and see the RDB jumping backwards. I thought he was shooting to the right, but that was actually a teammate shooting at him, and I got a load to the face, jumping a second too late and avoiding only a bit of his fire. Once I land, I assess the map to see how I can best use my 2 Turans and 1 mag left on my 40,000 hit point Griffin. Now at regular speed. So again, I move in, grab the beacon. See, I can't engage on those guys. As soon as I get the beacon, I jump out, hit the wall, shoot at the carnages, adjust, and move behind cover. I see the Lancelot passing me. He's going to take care of those guys. I empty my clip and assess the situation in center to be able to move in and grab that beacon. Those 2 guys are moving into the nook. Great. These 3 targets, that guy's going to be my issue. Quick look back, those guys are moving in, great. That guy jumps backwards. Thought he was shooting at somebody else, but he was actually shooting at me. Took a nice chunk, jumped too late. As soon as I land, assess the situation in the center and see which way I should go. That guy's far, and these guys are behind the wall. I see the 2 players on the left are making an advance and decide I would do best trying to shoot them in the back when they pass the wall and do this successfully. I knew they would both spawn now and return to the same side, so I tried to jump behind the wall to grab the beacon. Hopefully hit them a few times in their spawn before I land, but miscalculated the jump angle and got taken down by that same RDB that must not like me very much, trying to back up and fall behind the wall, so I wasn't able to do that. I bring out my Lancelot and I see that the left side is pretty much covered, so I'm going to take the right side and cover Moose. As I move out, I see a target 430 meters and I shoot my thunders at it to scare it behind cover. Moose is moving in from the first opening on the right, so I'm going to help him and flank this guy by moving in on the second opening. Once we take down that target and grab the beacon, I make my way for that RDB that was peeking from behind the structure earlier that I thought shot my thunders at. I'm going to try to get in position and first look at these other targets and make sure that none of them are a threat. I'm going to try to position myself between the objects as accurately as possible to hit as many of his organs as I can. As soon as he jumps back, I activate my speed to get away from his RDB shots and splash damage, and I'm unfortunately not able to get away from all the splash damage, but avoid most of it. The RDB jumped backwards, and the closest target is a Carnage at 400 meters, so I use what's left of my speed to try and get behind cover, closest to the action as fast as possible, and assess the target's distance to try to determine what my next move should be. I realize moving in there is not the good idea. Even though the Griffin behind the wall just jumped, I'd be better off getting behind the far left wall and try to take them on one at a time. The RDB jumps at me, but I take him down, not getting hurt much. 1 down, 2 to go. Death Button jumps for me and unloads on me while I also get shot from behind, but I almost finish him off before I go down. I take a moment to think what bot I should bring out next. I know most of the players are bunched up in the center, so I'm going to bring out some heavy firepower with Splash to do some Riot control. I get in position and start nailing down in center. I notice I have a red arrow on my left side, on the left side of my screen, and none of my teammates appear to be going that direction, so I better check it out. I corner view and see a Lancelot coming my way. I attempt him to start unloading his organs by making it look like I'm heading out that way to fire at him, and move back towards the center, and I pick another target down center to fire at. My reload is only 9 seconds, and that should be enough before the slow Lancelot can get around to fire at me. He uses his rush and gets a good chunk out of me, but a teammate who just spawned rescues me and takes him out. At this point, my teammates do a really great job working with me and my slow clunk, and we clear out center. Now they spread out a bit, and it's time for a brawler. My Death Button normally does really well overall on this map, and we also need a beacon. As soon as I spawn, I see a target at 350 meters, so I fire my pinatas at him and advance to take down this Rhino, but my pinatas take too long to reload, and he blows them off before they fire, and he eats up all 158,000 hit points of my Griffin. Last bot. We really need a beacon at this point, so I look over to the left and I see one of my buddies going that way. I decide I'm going to follow him. I quickly assess the situation in center to see what's going on and what my other teammates are dealing with. I decide to ignore the left side when I see that none of the reds are going that way and join the efforts in center. I do a pretty decent job and was about to move in to get the beacon, but decided it would be smarter to stay back for a moment and make sure I wasn't going to lose my last bot doing this. When I see it safe, I move in again, and so do 2 of my teammates. My teammate on the right gets shot and gets taken down. Moose and I fire at the Rhino and start taking down its shield. For general knowledge, the Rhino's shield when maxed has 240,800 hit points. The Lancelot has 3 parts to his shield, each with 120,000 hit points. In total, that's 360,000, and any part can blow off by losing its hit points or by splash damage. The Galahad shield, when maxed, has 200,000 hit points, and the Gareth has 160,000.
Frozen in a moment, it just slips through the space in between our fingers. Never stop to wonder.
Once we take down the Rhino, I look around and once again assess the map and read what the best move should be. I open my shield, empty my clip, and start advancing towards the Fury. I look back at the Fury on the right side and I see that he's actually closer and be easier for me to get at, and my teammate probably does need my help because right now it's 2 against 1. I thought I was going to surprise him, but he was actually waiting for me, yet still, because of his reload time, he was only able to get 1 shot out at me. I empty my clip once more, and take a look at the ranges. As soon as I see it's an RDB, I try to get away from his shots, but actually ignore. Look back to shoot at the Fury, and sure enough, he takes me out and mechs out my last bot. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed and took a thing or two from it. If you like this video and want to see more, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I hope to see you guys real soon in my next video.